house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother Canada updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Ty from a little show called Survivor. You may have heard of it. If not, Ty just pulled off one of the best moments ever in Survivor history last night, and it needed to be recognized. Bye, Scott. Okay, so if you guys want to be house guest of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. We'd really appreciate it. All right, so yesterday, we've got lots to talk about. Yesterday, Maddie had her big house meeting in the living room. Everybody was there, including Tim, but Nikki was not there, so not everybody was there. She was in the bathroom. She was taking a bath, but she did end up joining later. Do you think she really cares anyway? She's not gonna vote out Tim. Come on. So Maddie starts things off. She's like, I want to do this house-wide campaign because I don't want you to think that I'm going to run around to everyone individually and tell them different things. So she's like, I'm all about honesty, blah, 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 blah. So she starts off by saying, like, it's been the week from hell for me. I'm up on the block. I also lost my best friend Ramsey. He's not in the game anymore. And along with Ramsey, she lost her motivation to be social. She's like, yeah, I really just want to, like, curl up alone and blah, blah, blah. But Ramsey was really pushing me to, like, interact with people, and now he's gone. Wow. So you're basically saying everybody else sucks, and I don't want to hang out with you. So then she was talking about how everybody loves Tim, and he's, like, the best thing ever, and they're all, like, worshiping him. Her, on the other hand, she's like, you guys don't like me on a game or a personal level, so you should keep me. So she's saying, like, that's going to always make her a target. She's always going to be an automatic nominee. So that's one less person that's going to be up on the block. Also, she's like, now that Ramsey's gone, I'm totally alone in this house. I don't have any allies. I don't even have any friends on a personal level. Tim, he's got Cassandra and Nikki on lock. Like, they're always going to be with him, which I don't know is necessarily true, but she's really pushing that. So then she's like, you guys are not going to beat Tim in the end, and yes, he wants to win. Freaking wake up. Seriously, though, like, do they really think that he doesn't want to win? Come on. So then Kelsey starts speaking up, and she's like, well, why would we want to keep a strong competitor like you, someone who's so good at competitions and stuff? We want to keep people that we like being around. Oh, snap! So Maddie's like, well, if you want to play personally, then fine, just get rid of me. I just have to say, like, not everybody's viewing this as summer camp, Kelsey. But Jared scolds Kelsey, like, in front of everyone. He's like, shut your mouth. Shut up. Don't be a bitch. So he actually, like, gets up and leaves the meeting for a while because he's so disgusted with Kelsey, and then he comes back. So then Maddie is, like, directly addressing Cass in front of everyone. She brings up how Tim last week was saying that he was willing to work with Maddie and Ramsey without Cass. Like, he didn't want her involved in that alliance. Tim's like, I never agreed to that. I said I was possibly willing, but I didn't solidify anything with you. Don't get it twisted. So then Maddie is, like, bringing up some other stuff, and it seems like every time Tim or Jared, who came back, or Kelsey, kind of, like, explain it away, and they're not really buying what Maddie's selling. So then Kelsey pipes up again, and she's like, yeah, well, Maddie, you've been mean and nasty to everyone, so, like, why would we want to keep you? So then Maddie starts getting really emotional. She's crying. She's just like, well, if you all hate me, then just get rid of me. Like, you all think I suck and blah, blah, blah. So Tim and Jared are trying to, like, make her feel better, and they're like, well, we've actually had a lot of fun with you this past week. Like, we saw a side of you that we haven't seen before. So she's like, you all hate me. Wah. So then she talks a little bit more, just trying to campaign, but also, like, it's basically over. So she's like, I'm sorry for taking up your time. All right. Just to sum things up, this meeting did not go well for her. It didn't do what she wanted it to do. People are not thinking about voting for her to stay. Now, that's not to say that she didn't bring up some good points, because I think she did bring up a lot of really important points. Do these people really think that they're going to beat Tim in the end? What? So, yeah, I think she brought up a lot of important points, but they don't want to deal with it. So Jared and Kelsey were in the high roller room, and Jared is scolding Kelsey again. He's like, I don't like the way you acted at the meeting. You sounded like a total bitch, and like I can't even look at you when you're acting like that and like talking to people like that. So Kelsey's like, I was not being a bitch. I was just telling Maddie why we're not keeping her. I'm standing up for something I truly believe in. If she was a real housewife of Canada, she'd totally be like, I'm speaking my truth. That's what that was. So then she's telling Jared, like, if that's how you really feel, like, if you want to keep Maddie here, then freaking keep her. Whatever. Like, I'm over this. Alright, so then Cass and Tim were chatting, and Cass is not so happy that Tim gave Ramsey some information about her a couple nights ago, or last week, or whatever. A couple nights ago. Yes, a couple nights ago. Before he was nominated as the replacement. I guess Tim told Ramsey that Cass was only pretending to be Maddie's friend. And I guess Ramsey went ahead and told Maddie that. So that, I mean, even though he told her, like, Maddie is still like, no, Cass is my friend, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so she's not happy still that Tim gave that information to Ramsey. But overall, they think that the meeting was good for them. They think it's going to put some distance between the two of them in people's minds. Is it really, though? I'm pretty sure people still realize that you're working together. But they really want to play this up to Kelsey and Jared. So then Cass and Joel were strategizing, and they agreed they still want to vote out Maddie this week, but they're not sure that they can trust him 100%. They have that three-way deal with him, but they're like, well, we don't necessarily have to bring him to the final three. We could get rid of him before that. So then Cass brings up how Tim threw her under the bus to Ramsey, and they're like, oh, we need to keep an eye on him. He can't be doing that. Can't be giving out plans or, like, information about us. So then they were talking more about what they're going to do next week, and again, this whole debate that they've been having all week, is it going to be Jared or the brothers that they go after next? Initially, they were saying Jared. Now it seems like the tides could be turning here. Cass is like, I feel like we can trust Jared more. Maybe we should go for the brothers. And on the other hand, Joel's like, I kind of want Jared out first. So it's going to be interesting to see what would actually happen if they were in the position to get rid of one of them. So last night, the brothers were up in the HOH room taking stock of their relationships in the house. And of course, they're like, we're good. Everything's great here. No one's targeting us. I think again. But they were having a quiet night in, listening to their iPods. I swear, like, this whole entire week, I feel like they've never taken the earbuds out of their ears, even when they're talking to people. But it's interesting that they weren't really campaigning last night, because earlier this week, Phil was all, yeah, I think people will realize on their own that Tim should go this week, but if they don't, like, I'll start campaigning on Wednesday night and just, like, set things straight. Well, I guess he realized that it's really an uphill battle to get rid of Tim against Maddie, so I don't know, he's just like not putting in the effort. So then Phil brings up how he's pissed because he was talking to Nikki, and he was like, so if you could take either me and Nick or Tim to the final two, who would you bring? And Nikki was like, oh, I don't know. So he was just like, why the F would she say that? Nick was like, do you really think she'd take us over Tim? But Phil is like, oh, freaking Tim and Nikki would be hated in Canada if they took each other to the final two and they didn't let a Canadian win some prize money. You really think they care? Because I don't. So this morning, the house guests were all getting ready for eviction, and it seems like, oh, Maddie is leaving tonight, and it could even be unanimous for once. So then things get a little crazy. Phil and Nick are encouraging Maddie to keep campaigning. They're like, don't give up. Go talk to Jared and Joel. There's a chance that you could sway them. You want to tell them that you're going to nominate Cassandra and Nikki if you're the next HOH. They'll like that. So Maddie's like, well, yeah, if I can get them, that'd be great, because Cass already told me if I can get 2 votes that I'll have her vote too. So Maddie goes and campaigns to Jared. It's pretty much the same stuff that she's been saying, that she said at her house meeting. And Jared's like, I really do want Tim out, but I can't rock the boat right now like that. It's just not good for my game. So he's like, if you can get Kelsey to switch her vote, then I'll switch too. Do we really think that Kelsey's going to switch her vote to keep Maddie? Good luck with that. So Jared's like, honestly, like, I'm doing this for Kelsey, and, like, I can't deal with you and Kelsey fighting all the time. It's annoying, and I want it to stop. So he's like, yeah, just get her vote, and then you'll have mine, too. So Maddie was then campaigning to Joel. It's pretty much, again, the same stuff from her house meeting, but she's like, look out for those social people. Tim, he's dangerous. He's got Cass and Nikki. So that whole conversation was taking place in the high roller room. Guess who was sitting outside and heard the whole thing? Tim! So Tim starts freaking out. He's panicking. He's like, I thought you weren't going to campaign behind closed doors. She said that right in the beginning of her house meeting, and Maddie's like, well, I am now. Woo! Alright, so Jared and Kelsey were talking about Maddie's campaigning, and Tim walks by. He's freaking out. He's like, what'd she say? It's all lies. Ah! So they reassure him, like, you're staying this week. Like, we're not believing what she's saying. It's fine. Like, relax. So then they also tell him how Maddie was saying if she could get the 2 votes, she would also have Cass's vote. And, like, the brothers would, I guess, break the tie. So Tim is like, Cass, what the hell? He's talking to her, and she's like, I'm not switching. Like, relax. It's all good. I'm not switching. I didn't even record a goodbye message for you. It's not happening. So then they tell him how the brothers actually wanted him out this week and not Maddie. They were like, initially they wanted Maddie out, but once Ramsey was gone, they realized she's not as big of a threat anymore, and they wanted you out. So everybody is reassuring Tim that he's staying. He's still like, ugh. He's panicking a bit, but the eviction is tonight. I'm still assuming it's going to be Maddie unless something crazy happened after the feeds went down, because even after that last-minute campaigning, they were still, you know, they were saying that they were going to keep Tim. And tonight's going to be interesting because we've got the HOH competition, and the house guest families are going to be there. So I wonder how that's all going to go down. And who's going to win HOH? Let me know in the comments who you want it to be. And until tomorrow, much love.